Bloomberg Audio Studios.
Podcasts, radio, news.
Single best idea on a Friday in the summer, but it's not a normal Friday in the summer. There have been other August Fridays. 1998 is seared in my memory. It was something. I've had the honor, not once but twice, to speak at length with the Nobel laureate Myron Scholes about the August of 1998, to speak to Cliff Asness, John Bogle about it. Extraordinary. This isn't like 1998, but what we have all been through in the last 10 days is just absolutely extraordinary. I'm not going to take time here in a 6-minute podcast to go into the details or, frankly, my thoughts on it. But the resiliency, the depth of the American financial system is jaw-dropping. I mentioned Arthur Levitt, of course, of Bloomberg, the former SEC chairman, who brought stability to the individual investor. And I really think some of this depth started with his first principle work at the SEC years ago. Katy Kaminski is absolutely expert at this. Prodigious academics out of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Trend was shattered. Katy Kaminski on Trend.
What happens when you have such a big move is it adjusts trend signals a lot. So you have to think a little bit about the type of trend filter that you're using. Some models are going to be much more like your classic moving averages. And those really adjust aggressively when you have that type of move. But you can also use other types of models that may sort of Windsorize or remove some of the outliers, and those may not be as much affected. But the truth is there may be information in this recent event that could be foreboding for potential trends to come.
Katy Kaminski, Alpha Simplex. I can't say enough about this. There's two basic types of trading and investing. One is trend-based, where you have a belief system and you get on a trend and you stay on the trend. The trend's broken, you get out. I mean, we all understand that. And the other is what's called stochastics, which is trying to be much more acute, much more find the perfect point, less get in the trend and find the perfect moment. Of course, the cliche is to catch a falling knife in the dark. But stochastics versus trend, and everything I've done here with Bloomberg on the economy and Bloomberg Surveillance is about trend following, trend persistency, and a great respect for getting out when the trend is shattered. Kaminski has hesitant, but I really have to say, still says there is a bull market trend that is hugely in sync with Aoifinn Devitt of Moneta, arguably the most prestigious academics of anyone we speak to. Her set of academic excellence out of Ireland, out of the United Kingdom, is jaw-dropping. Her work, I really listened to Aoifinn Devitt, really with some great perspective. Here she is on into 2025.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to, I think 60-40, to use your expression, no longer cuts the mustard. It would be clearly a balanced portfolio that has gone somewhat out of favor. We saw that in 2022. Both sides of that portfolio behaved poorly. And now we have a situation where even the smallest retail investor is starting to look around the corner at alternatives. So I wouldn't say 60-40. I would actually advocate for far more diversification today than 60-40. But I also wouldn't say staying in cash is going to work so well when we all know that interest rates are coming down.
Aoifinn Devitt of Moneta. What a joy last week to have David Gura, surveillance Lobster correspondent. We got a huge response to that August tradition, so much so that Gura sent in a photograph from Reds, Wisconsin. What he does, you can't believe this, folks. I mean, talk about criminal activity. Gura and Mrs. Gura leave the kids in the line at Reds, which stretches halfway to Calais, while they go antique shopping in Wisconsin. It's unbelievable, the cruel and unusual punishment. And we say good morning to Reds and all the great lobster houses that are part of the surveillance world. This week it was the image of hot dogs. And what does that mean? Thank you to the Warrington family, Mamaroneck, New York, just north of New York City. R.W. Apple Jr. at the New York Times years ago called it the best hot dog in America. It is a hot dog of 105 years. Walter's Dogs celebrates their 105th anniversary of employing kids in Mamaroneck with Mustard. Damien Sass, our expert on Walter's Dogs. Here is surveillance hot dog correspondent Eric Weiner, Bloomberg News.
It's a tiny little hot dog stand. It's been there forever. It's legendary. People do come from distances to go there, but it's really a locals thing. Like every Little League team goes there after they win.
It's a fabric of childhood.
Exactly. And the hot dogs are excellent. They like do this weird thing with they like dip them in butter or whatever, and then they put them on the griddle and
split that dog. It's delish.
Oh, it's awesome. And then they split it, and so it's sort of crispy, and the bun is excellent.
Gotta go, I'm hungry. That's all there is. My childhood of this was Zweigel Hots, reds and whites. Zweigel Hots, and good morning to Don and Bob's in Western New York. I don't think it's there anymore. Walter's Dogs is there still and always, forever. It's been a great week. Look for us on Android Auto, on Apple CarPlay. Look for us on YouTube. Blown away by the international success of what we're doing on YouTube, particularly good evening to all of you on the Pacific Rim. This is on Apple Podcasts, Single Best Idea.